Hello everyone, my name is Steve Carr, the founder of Crawford Software, and I just want to take a few minutes first to thank everyone for attending the webinar, and second to give you a little bit of information about Crawford Software. So Crawford Software has been in business for about 23 years right now. We have a team of approximately 15 consultants for the SYSPRO ERP software practice, and they coincidentally average about 15 years of manufacturing and ERP software experience. All of our consultants are current in their certifications of Release 8 and maintain those certifications along with cross-discipline and cross-training. We utilize a project methodology that makes sure we can bring a project on time and on budget. One of the things we've been helping a lot of our new SYSPRO customers that have already implemented the software with is a business process review, where we come out, sit with your users, understand how you're using SYSPRO now, and look for opportunities to improve the efficiencies and the utilization of SYSPRO, which includes things from the Dash product portfolio. The other thing that we can do is we do support all versions of SYSPRO from version 6 all the way through 8, client and web UI interfaced. Our partnership with SYSPRO is 10 years in the making currently and working well. We can help you with everything from determining and implementing the right SYSPRO ERP solution for your business needs, and we do support for all versions of SYSPRO, including technical development and functional and training. Our partnership with Dash is about 6 years currently right now. We've worked on all their products as far as helping them do the implementations, supporting our current existing customers that have it. Dash is going to help you transform your entire business and document management integration with SYSPRO. We can help with, as I said, with everything from the implementation, the training, and support for all of the Dash products.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
I can take it from here. Dash Development is a document automation software company that's in Germantown, Wisconsin. Just as Steve mentioned with Crawford, we have more than a decade of partnering with SYSPRO and over 500 Dash implementations. What are we trying to do? We're trying to help you take piles of files and turn them into bits and bytes. Many customers out there have tons of file cabinets, documents that they've kept track of for years and years. They're very hard to find, and they just spend way too much time filing and also researching, because finding those files once they've been put away is not always the easiest thing. Solution is to take this all to an electronic document management system, Dash DDX. We can deliver emails to customers and suppliers and also archive these documents automatically into the SQL database. We can also bring in external documents to the database, and we can do this all in very quick amount of time, all in one location. So when you think back at the pandemic and you were in your, in your living room working, now you could look that information up electronically instead of, trying to track it down in a file cabinet somewhere. We're very scalable and affordable for your business. We've got customers that have, upwards of, 8 to 9 million documents that are stored in our system and have been running the DDX for ultimately 20 years or more. What we're doing when we create a paperless office is we're capturing these documents, we're processing them, and we're putting them in a position that we can retrieve them later and also be allowed to deliver them to customers, suppliers, or whoever the client may be. The overall goal of the DDX document management system is to create a paperless office. As I mentioned on a previous slide, we're able to send documents to customers and suppliers, and then at the same time, we can file those away in a SQL database. This puts us in a great position to be able to go back and find those items later. And they're also very much secured because they are in a SQL database. They are compressed and encrypted. So we're trying to be efficient with space along with encrypting them so that you're secure. And this product is built to run with SYSPRO. It's not out there. It's a package that we have been an ISV for SYSPRO for, like I said, over a decade. So we're very much integrated fully with the SYSPRO product. The DDX enterprise system is made up of components where we can actually do the automated delivery. And automated delivery, what that really means to you is that we can go out and set up a number of customer invoices. Say we enter orders and then we're ready to do invoicing. So we go out and we go into SYSPRO and we print invoices and we print them to the DDX printer. And when that happens, we can automate how they get delivered to those customers, whether it be by email or by mail or hard copy, whatever the case may be. We can get them delivered without going through creating paper for every single document that you've created. Also, at that same time, we're able to put those away in the archive so that you can come back later and look those up in the archive. With the archive, you get 5 DDX viewers with the standard system, and then you get our add-on, our application called DDX Publisher, which allows you to publish external documents in addition to the documents that you've been storing directly from SYSPRO. Now, when you're dealing with external documents, it's important that we can validate the information that we're bringing in, the external information, say shipping paperwork, receiving documents, even emails, drawings, things like that. And we have a tool that's called the value module, which allows us to intuitively tag and classify these documents when we bring them in. And that way, when they get stored, for instance, a receiving document may get stored right alongside of the purchase order that was created within SYSPRO. So when we look up the purchase order, we see the receiving documents, and ultimately we could potentially see the supplier invoice also. Just going to walk through a flow of how the DDX system works, and we start out as the master, the base of the system would be your SYSPRO system, and then from SYSPRO, you choose to potentially batch print email, invoices, acknowledgments, purchase orders. You can actually do other forms also, but those are the 3 most common forms that we manage from within SYSPRO. Then when you print them to DDX, and by printing them to DDX, we actually can then ID what type of form it is. Is it an invoice? Is it an acknowledgement? Is it a purchase order? And with that information, we can go ahead and look in a table and look at delivery preferences that state, how should I deliver an AR invoice to the customer? Should it be delivered to 2 or 3 email addresses? Does this customer require a hard copy email or a hard copy document sent to them? However it is, that's what we manage with the form recognition. We also, at that time, look to the form itself for information that we want to store it away with, such as the order number, the customer name, the ship to name, the date. Those tag words are then grabbed, and when we store that in the archive, they are stored away directly with that document, so that when we come back later to look those up, we can easily find that document because we can look them up a number of different ways. SYSPRO actually has a function called hyperlink lookup, and these hyperlinks, we can actually create hyperlinks that go directly into the DDX viewer. So from within SYSPRO, we can be on like an order query screen, and we could look up an order and say, I want to go find that invoice. I want to go view that invoice, and I want to go view the associated documents that are with it. Well, we can create a hyperlink that from there we left click on the hyperlink, and that allows us to look that item up, and we go right into the archive and we look up all associated documents automatically. Now, obviously, we want to store other documents besides the SYSPRO forms. Those documents, as I mentioned earlier, could be shipping documents, receiving documents, could be certifications, they could be emails, just basically anything. And we bring those in through what we call our DDX publisher. And once we get them into the publisher, we use the value module to validate the data that's where they want to be associated with. I'm going to go ahead and show you how the hyperlink, how that lookup takes place in the SYSPRO system. We would open up, here happens to be a purchase order query screen. We've looked at order number 448. We go over to the where the number 1 is there, and we left click on that document. When we left click on that hyperlink, we then get a list of traditional SYSPRO hyperlinks, but here we have a DDX hyperlink that exists on there. Now we place that there. When I say we at Dash have taught the customer how to set those up, and we'll usually help set up 1 or 2, and then from there you can put these hyperlinks wherever you'd like within SYSPRO, wherever it makes sense to add these hyperlinks. Now when I click on that DDX purchase order search, it then opens up our DDX viewer, which gives us a view into the purchase order itself, the receiver that came along with it, and the supplier invoice that was brought over when the document was received and invoiced. Where can we benefit with the DDX enterprise? Well, we can benefit all over the place. These are just a few examples of things that could be stored in the archive. Accounting, invoicing, shipping documents, quotes. And the bottom line is this system actually can stand alone if you chose to do that. There's no need for that because you guys are SYSPRO customers, but the bottom line is it's built so that it could actually stand alone, and you can basically store anything out there that you would like. The only limitation at all that we have when it comes to storing documents is we don't have any viewers set up to work with engineering documents like SolidWorks, 3D drawings. So we just kind of stay away from storing those in the archive. But standard drawings, 2D drawings, all of those, no problem at all, we can do. Why DDX? Well, number 1, we can protect and preserve your documents, and we give you the ability of a powerful search and access to these documents so that you can look them up later. And then we are seamlessly integrated with SYSPRO. As I mentioned earlier, you can basically digitize any document. We can take an electronic copy of a document like a PDF, an Excel spreadsheet, a Word document, an email, and we can do those electronically. Or we can actually take a hard copy document that you've gotten in one way or another in the mail or just from the floor, and you can scan that in. So then we can then turn it into a digitized document that we can store in the archive. We also give you the ability to automatically deliver these documents to customers and to suppliers across the board. So purchase orders, acknowledgments, invoices, all can be delivered automatically to the customers or suppliers. And then this works across your entire organization. We even work, if you have multiple companies set up in your SYSPRO system, we can work with that. It's not required that you just have one company code or anything like that. I have one customer that has used the system for 20 years, and I believe they have 13 company codes that are feeding into the Dash archive. I'm just going to walk through kind of a day in the life. If we were looking at the DDX archive and how it works with you, we're going to take a look at customer orders. We're going to start out as receiving a purchase order from a customer stating that they want to place an order with us. Your clerk then would enter that order into SYSPRO, and we would file that customer PO into the archive, and we would file it away via the order number. So we would associate it with the order number that we had set up in SYSPRO. Then once the order is acknowledged, we would turn around and we would print acknowledgments. When we print acknowledgments, we would already have that customer set up with what we call delivery preferences. And those delivery preferences would allow us, when we print the acknowledgement, that it would deliver by email or print if they need directly to the customer. That also then gets stored away in the archive associated with the order number. Maybe along the way we get a couple emails, or they send in a drawing of things that they'd like to see when they're placing the order. Well, we can also associate those directly with the order, and those ultimately be brought in by the publisher and archived away and stored again associated with the order number. And the key is, when we get all said and done here, all of these items are going to be associated with each other, because being associated with the order number means that we would be able to see the customer PO, we would be able to see the acknowledgement, we'd be able to see the emails and drawings. And then we get ready to deliver those documents or deliver that order to the customer. We've got delivery notes, or we've got shipment information, bill of lading. And again, those could be stored away and filed in the archive. And then finally, the end of the line is we get down to invoicing, where we actually, complete the invoicing process, and then we want to print the invoices. And when we print the invoices, again, we look to our delivery preferences. The delivery preference says that this form type is an invoice, and we look to that customer and the invoicing data, and then we deliver it accordingly. However we have it set up, we will deliver that to the customer by email or print, whatever the setup states. That again is then filed away and archived in the DDX SQL database. And finally, to wrap everything up, now that we've put all this information away in the archive, it makes it very easy for us to come back and look this information up at a later date. We can look it up by any of these potential tags now: the customer PO, order number, date, ship to, invoice, etc. So that's the flow in the AR side of things. I could go through the same items as we do that with the accounts payable side, but for right now, we'll just do that with the AR. That concludes our presentation today on the Dash DDX. We would be more than happy to connect with you and answer any other questions, or even set up a web meeting so that we can go through. And basically, we'd like to understand how you manage your document management today. Expect that you're probably doing most of it manually with file cabinets and printing documents and things like that. And we'd like to find ways to streamline that and just make you much more efficient and create a paperless office. And then to wrap up, this presentation was sponsored by the Crawford Software group. And any inquiries or any information, any requests for additional information could be sent to Erica at this email address. And we really thank everyone for attending and look forward to hearing from you in the future. Thank you.